Hello everyone, welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be Heinrich Himmler's Vampire Counts and an ally of the Forces of Chaos versus the Empire and Bretonnia. For my army here, I wanted to try some units that I don't use often, so instead of just like a bunch of skeletons or Graveguard, we have Crypt Ghouls in the front line. Not a bad unit against infantries of the Empire and Bretonnia. They're kind of like... well, I was going to say they're like Forsaken, but they're not quite as damaging as Forsaken, but they're not bad. So we have them in the front line. I brought a corpse card with an unholy lodestone. We have Heinrich Himmler, double necromancers, but one of them has the healing spell. The other one has a raised death spell, and Heinrich Himmler has no spells, which I think he costs 1,000 with no spells and his 2 unique items. We have 2 puppies, because of course I brought the puppies. You have 2 Cryptors, 2 Fellbats, 3 Black Knights. The other unit that I don't really use often, so I brought 3 of them in this battle. For the Chaos player, we have 3 Chaos Warriors, 2 Forsaken, 2 Aspiring Champions, Colex Senator, and 2 Dragon Ogres. You don't normally see Dragon Ogres that often. And that is... oh, and a group of Chaos Knights, which are over here. Then for the Empire player, we have the Silver Bullets, Sterling's Revenge. We have a front line of Flagellants. The Tattersouls are being led by Karl Franz. They also have the Light Wizard. We have the Sunmaker and 2 Great Swords? 1 Great Sword. Really? I thought there was 2. I guess just 1 Great Sword, and then Zentler's Reichsguard. And then for the Bretonnian player, we have a very elite force, double Grail Guardians, Damsel of Life, Generic Lord, Royal Hippogriff Knights, Royal Pegasus Knights, and then the Green Knights. They took a very small force, so me and my ally are going to just... we didn't say anything about this, but we just naturally just like, okay, well, let's just all go blooping over here. So that's what we're going to be doing. I was going to have my Black Knights and Fellbats ride around, but that would mean we would be riding into Royal Hippogriffs, Royal Pegasus, and a generic Flying Lord. I'm like, well, I don't think our Fellbats are going to live through that. Here you see some Forsaken kind of going ahead of the rest of their army, getting shot up by the Silver Bullets. They're going to get caught with the net cast by the Light Wizard, which is probably fine. Just hitting one person. But yeah, so instead of taking a wide arc right into the super elite force, I'm just going to keep my Black Knights close and protect the backs of our Crypt Ghouls and our Fellbats as well. You can see the Royal Pegasus Knights are going to be coming over here, so they're going to apply pressure to me. So I'm like, well, all right. So we're going to need to get our Fellbats into position. So I'm like, what's a flappy bloop? Like a flying bloop? Like, bloop, bloop, bloop. Is that a I don't know. We're going to bloop a bloop all over there. We're going to bloop a bloop over here. And then I'm going to be like, no, that was not a real bloop. That was a fake bloop. We're instead of blooping this way, we're going to silence the Sunmaker. And then there go our Fellbats onto the Sterling's Revenge. And right behind them, we have the Crypt Ghouls coming in, and the Cryptors coming in, Heinrich's coming in, Cards coming in. And again, I'm just going to leave my Black Knights back here briefly to protect the rear of my front line. We also have some Crypt Ghouls and Cryptors coming over here at the edge of the line, being backed up by the Dragon Ogres. Necromancer's going to be going in. I forgot to keep them... my Heinrich Himmler army is all about regeneration for the most part, which is why I run double Necromancers and Heinrich, because they all have regeneration of some type. But I didn't mean to put these guys into combat. But I had them group locked into group 1, and so I just did a massive attack. Forgot to ungroup these 2, so they're actually going to be in combat, which negates their whole Master of the Dead trait, which is their regeneration aura for a while, which, yeah, my mistake. But anyway, all the Necromancers are going to go into battle. My puppies are going to pierce through the front lines. They're going to try and go onto Karl Franz, who's taking out our Fellbats. And at this point, I'm going to withdraw our Fellbats here because our Crypt Ghouls got in position with the flank. These Fellbats are going to go back as well, and they're eventually going to go right over here. And our Crypt Ghouls and now the Chaos Warriors are coming in, and we are just kind of tearing through these Flagellants. Flagellants are designed to hold for a while, but they're not the best killers, so you can see they are losing this battle against the Crypt Ghouls. Right here, I'm going to allow myself... actually, do I fight the Green Knight? I can't remember. But I am going to charge these guys into this Grail Guardian. We're just going to tie these Grail Guardians up for a long time with 1 cheap Black Knight. Puppies are now chasing the Celestial Wizard. Fellbats again and blooping over here. Big puppies are like, arr bloop, arr bloop. That's not that. I mean, rough bloop. That's right. Puppies bark. They're like, bloop, over there. Black Knight's going to come around here, and we're going to do a rear charge on this formation right back there. And these Black Knights are just going to hold against these Grail Guardians for a very long time. Heinrich Himmler doesn't even care about Karl Franz. He's going to go into melee like, F you, Karl. I got a sword. I'm not afraid to use it. Summoning some zombies over here because that's the Necromancer that actually has the zombies. And you see he was being killed by the Royal Hippogriff Knights. So I'm casting Heal Spell as well and popping some zombies to try and keep the Royal Hippogriff Knights off of him and withdraw him from combat. Of course, the Heal Spell came from this guy who was dealing with Great Swords by himself back here, so we're going to pull him back as well, now that I realize that my Necromancers are in combat. Trying to maneuver the Corpse Card to affect as many units as we can with its regeneration and +8 melee attack and defense. And again, back here, those Grail Guardians are super tanky, but they're not really doing much damage to our Black Knights. And so, this is really good for us right here. This is so good. Fighting the damsel now that we have routed off the celestial wizard, light wizard. There we go. We routed off the light wizard, but they did get regrowth cast on them by the damsel, which is why they're back up to full health. Over here, the generic warlord was routed off, but they will come back. Karl Franz. Where did Karl Franz go? Oh, he's over here. We were fighting him over here. I guess he withdrew over to deal with some Chaos Knights that were fighting with the Zinless Reichsguard. I forgot to show that back here, but that's been happening on this side of the battlefield. Karl Franz now coming back over here. We have some more Grail Guardians that the Dragon Ogres are going into with very loud bloops. Puppies cannot catch the damsel, so we're just going to disengage like, well, F that. We're just going to go over here and assist against these Royal Hippogriff Knights who are fighting against our Black Knights. We're just going to try and close the gap. About to disengage some of these Black Knights. I think we're going to go after these Sterling's Revenge at some point with the, horse bloops. The bloop, bloop, bloop. Hydra Kindler trying to bury him into combat for as long as possible because he has the ability that when he is in combat, he regenerates units around him with a special trait. So that's why we're trying to keep him in combat as long as possible. That's why he's over there. We also drop another Invocation on Heck on this entire army. Trying to finish off the Generic Lord and their Royal Hippogriff Knights. And here we go. The Black Knight's going to go over here against these Sterling's Revenge. Meanwhile, on this side, my allies, Chaos Warriors and Forsaken, are doing really good against the Grail Guardians and Pegasus Knights and Karl Franz. I think I am going to detach like a critical over here, maybe. And look at this. Grail Guardian still being held. Well, I mean, Kolek joined in, but these Black Knights are holding off a Grail Guardian, a unit that costs double their amount for so long. Like, you do not want that at all. At all. Right here, the puppy's going to chase off that Generic Lord once again. Say, get the hell out of here. Heinrich's going to chase after these Royal Hippogriff Knights. Going to get the puppies back over here. I don't know what this is. What spell is this? Oh, a net from the Light Wizard. Other group of Black Knights went over here to route the Sunmaker and a group of Great Swords. These guys came back from Stone's Revenge, so we were trying to pin these Hippogriff Knights down, but that's not going to happen. Leaving some of these Grail Guardians, so I think that's going to be our next target. You see me issuing move orders over there. We're just massive loops all over the place. For some reason, Kolek hit the Light Wizard with that spell. We got the Generic Lord, or is that Karl Franz? No, that's a Generic Lord over there, dealing with some Forsaken. Karl Franz being routed off the field by the Dragon Ogres, I believe, as they finish off these Grail Guardians. And, yeah, the writing is on the wall. Our puppies are over here. Heinrich Kilmer's getting over there. Necromancers. Our Corpse Guard's back up to full, even though it was being focused down almost to death by, I think, Karl or the Bretonnian Lord earlier on. I can't remember. But we just have a bunch of passive regeneration, and then Invocation of the Heck drops a couple times. And I think I summoned 3 zombies in this battle. I don't think I summoned that many. I basically just summoned them to save the Necromancer because he was getting focused down and almost died. I was like, oh shit! Zombies to me, they're like blue, 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 blue. The undead bloops coming out of the ground, trying to save the Necromancer Lord. And then we have a mass shatter, leaving only the Green Knight here, and I think the opponent leaves before we kill him. There we go. So the elite force of the Bretonnians, the only real kill potential, like Grail Guardians can kill, but they're not the best killers, but they are definitely good at holding the line. But the real killers were the Royal Hippogriff, or the Royal Pegasus Knights and the Royal Hippogriff Knights. But they didn't really get to do that much. They were, I think, mostly focused on me, and none of my force were really heavily armored. Like, the most heavily armored force I had was the Black Knights, I think they're 80. And the Royal Hippogriff Knights, they are glass cannons to the extreme and deal massive amounts of armor piercing. So really, they wanted those Hippogriff Knights probably hitting the Chaos Knights, I guess? Because even the Dragon Ogres, I think, are lightly armored, right? I don't use them that often, but I think they are. But in any case, like, these are really difficult to use. And if they get pinned down and surrounded, they just die so fast. But they can hit so very hard. It's just they're a delicate flower in the Bretonnian army. But yeah, so for kills here, all of my Necromancers did pretty well. Ghouls did great against the Flagellants, as you saw there. Black Knights, this was probably the one that held off the Grail Guardians for the entire match, which is amazing. And these just did rear charges and chased off routing units. Fellbats, really good at stopping gunfire for a brief moment of time and then chasing off some units. Cryptors did well, Puppies did well, Corpse Guard lived. That's all I can ask about it. And for the Chaos players, one of the Forsaken did really well. Chaos Knights helped deal damage to the Zinless Reichsguard. Dragon Ogres did really good. As did Koleg. I don't see Dragon Ogres. I'm pretty sure the Shaggoth is better all around than Dragon Ogres. I guess technically Dragon Ogres have more disruption because there's more of them throwing units to the ground with their attacks. But overall, I think the Shaggoth is much better than Dragon Ogres. But, I mean, these killed it this game. Like, straight up killed it. For the Bretonnian player, Green Knight didn't really do much. They were just being tied down by our cheap units. And then for the Empire, Tattersoul's got 160 kills against us, and I mean, that's kind of the most impressive one. We shut down the Gunners relatively quickly. The Zentler's Reichsguard were fighting the Chaos Knights there on the right flank, and they got some damage done to them. And then Karl Franz, 41 kills. Almost got my corpse cart, but not quite. So we can get game 2 Colting, Apathy, and Medium Key, though. Medium Key, though. Alright. And let's go watch the cinematic view. Here comes Daddy Kolek. They did not have nearly enough anti-large in their armies here. We brought a lot of heavy, damaging large creatures. Where's Heinrich at? Oh, that's Necromancer. Heinrich's over here somewhere. There you are. Beautiful caster. You notice how they didn't even bother trying to snipe Heinrich? It's almost like no one respects him enough. And so they didn't bother trying to even snipe him. The Lord, Karl Franz, neither of them even attacks Heinrich the entire game. The disrespect they showed Heinrich. Because usually Lord sniping is such a huge thing in this game, but nope. They did not care. They even went after a generic Necromancer instead of going after Heinrich. God, the disrespect. He's just trying to look for his friend and just getting disrespected all over this game. You hear him laughing over there? Motherfucker's crazy.
For my master, with haste. Fresh troops. Set up to me. Death follows me. Good, I run.
I really need to remember to use the basic Black Knights a lot more than I do. I've said it before, they are good. I think for 700, they have like 80 armor. They have decent melee stats, yeah. Like, they're almost like a Graveguard, less hit points because they have less models, and they have, I think, 8 less melee defense, something like that, but their weapon strength is the same. Although they don't have the bonus versus small, I guess. Like, they're not bad! They're definitely not bad for 700. They're one of the, I think, probably one of the best light cav in the game. Now, I'm not sure if the ones with Barding and Lances, I don't know if those are worth 1100 though. I don't know, because they're supposed to be shot cav, but they're not really that great.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about those ones.
With haste.
Rough, rough. Tony and Lord, rough, rough.
I know what I do.
Hey, get out of here. Then we have a happy party going on around the Green Knight. That's a lot of units devoted to fighting the Green Knight. I don't know if you needed to put all those ogres on him.
I go. I rush. At once. Beware, foul eldritch deeds. Going forth.
Kolek and the puppies. So if you enjoyed some more Heinrich Himmler action, he's one of my favorite armies to bring. I don't know what it is. I love Heinrich Himmler. I love a caster that is built to go into melee. Not that he really necessarily is, but his unique items kind of make him seem that way. But he's still really squishy. Like, he's not that good. But I just love him. I don't know why. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, everybody. I'll see you all next time. Take care.